Hi, my name is Dan.
Hi, I'm Alicia.
Just so you know, this is being filmed, so I could look at my interviewing skills. So I cannot offer you any confidentiality, and this may be seen by other students and professors. But this is being used as a tool to help me.
Okay.
Is that all right? Okay. So what's your problem?
Okay, so I think that I'm feeling a lot of stress from it being the end of the semester, and I have all these like group projects for all my classes. Like none of them are just one-on-one, and I work full time. I go to school full time, so it's really hard for my schedule to work for other people's schedule because I go to work so early, and everyone's like, "Oh, let's meet at like 9:30," and I commute, so by the time I get here and then do something and then leave, it's like I'm not getting home until like 11 or like 12, and then I wake up for work usually around 4 in the morning. So I'm like getting no sleep, and I'm just like going crazy, I feel like.
Now, when you talk to these people who you're doing projects with, do you tell them like, oh, I work really early, so it's best if we could, maybe do it right after I get off work or after I take a nap?
Yeah, I kind of just mention that I do work early and that I work like full time. So a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, I have work too," but they work like 2 hours at Rita's, and I'm like, "Okay, like I understand, but it's just hard because like I don't want to say like I do all this, but like I kind of do.
Yeah,
So
you do
it's
a lot.
like like I feel like no one like wants to help out, and it's hard because a lot of the group projects aren't just like one other person. It's like 3 other people.
So
Fitting in their schedules, I take all night classes and they take all day classes, so it's just so conflicting. And the teacher doesn't want to like let you pick your own group that you kind of fit in with. It's kind of like random. So I don't know. I just feel like it's hard.
Are weekends ever a possibility to work?
I work Saturdays in the morning, so Fridays are hard. And then, like, I kind of want to go out sometimes, so it's just, like, hard, like, because if I, like, want to go out somewhere and they're like, oh, let's do it here, I'm like, that's my one time I can go out, so it's just, I don't know, it's just annoying sometimes.
And how many of these, like, group projects are you doing at once?
For my English class, I have a group project, and then for my environmental class, I have a group project, so 2. And then, yeah, it's just 2 right now. But throughout the semester, I've had like, I think 4 different groups of people, and none of their schedules are the same. So I finally find like one thing that works with someone, and one person it doesn't work. So it's just like, if it works for 3 and it doesn't work for 1, it doesn't work for anyone.
Yeah.
So it's just hard.
Is there any way you could maybe do your portion of the work at home or at the library and communicate with them by calling them or by sending it through Facebook or texting?
Yeah, for one of the projects, like earlier on in the semester, it was to make a PowerPoint, and I just made a Google Doc, and I did like half of my portion, and I was just like, can people just add on? And that group was fine with it, but for a lot of them, it's like you have to be with the people. So it's just like I feel like that part's kind of like I feel like teachers can make it a little bit easier for people because in a couple of my classes it's a lot of older people, so it's clear that they don't live on campus and that they like obviously have children and full-time jobs and stuff. So I feel like it's hard when a teacher doesn't want to like help out a little bit either.
Be accommodating to everyone's situation.
Yeah.
What kind of projects that require the group? Is it like you're building off each other's ideas?
Yeah, for one of them, I had to like make, we had to make an environmentally smart like project, and like I don't know anything about it, so I mean I had to like do research and stuff, and then like we just had to like all like pick the same idea kind of, and then we had to talk about like a timeline and budget, so like I mean you kind of have to be like all together to do something like that, and then I think a couple of them I've had to do interviews with people, so it's just, yeah.
You need the FaceTime for that.
Yeah.
Is there a way you can maybe, well, when you make these schedules, are you very lenient with them, saying I could do, whenever,
Kind
4 to
of,
5?
which is not really, I've never been a confrontational person, so if someone says something, I'm like, okay, that's fine, like, and I'll just, like, switch my schedule around, like, 'cause I don't know, I just feel like other people could be in the same predicament, so I don't know. I feel like I know how much I can handle, so if I can handle it, like, I will, like, try and accommodate someone else, but I don't feel like that always,
Works out.
yeah.
Could you see yourself maybe being more defiant, not in a negative way, but saying like, hey, I could really only work today from 4 to 6, you know, I'm really sorry, but those are the only times I meet with work and class.
Yeah. I don't really see myself, I mean, I definitely could do it, but
it's not what's comfortable to you.
Yeah, and then, like, certain times, like, parking's really bad around here, so, and I'll be like, oh my god, I'm running late, so I'll just, like, use, like, one of my parking passes, and I'm like, I could've used that, like...
Yeah, for another day.
Yeah, so, I mean, that kinda stinks, but, yeah, and I'm, like, never, like, I hate when I'm there at a certain time, and then someone's like, oh, wait, like...
I can't come,
yeah,
or I'm gonna be late.
Yeah, like, especially when it's, like, a group of 5, and then I drive, like, 25 minutes here, and then, like, 2 people will show up, and they'll be like, okay, no one's here, so let's just meet tomorrow. And it's like, you walk to your dorm, I drive 25 minutes. So, I mean, that's kind of annoying, just because it's you don't have to get in a car or anything.
10-minute walk.
Yeah.
When those situations arise, do you say like, hey, I really don't have time to meet, maybe you and I could do something right now, and then you could take it to the group, or we could email it to them?
I have been doing, when everyone's sick, and it's like, okay, it's a Saturday morning, like, you're sick because you went out Friday night, and you just don't want to come in. Yeah, I'm like, well, can we just talk for, like, 20 minutes and do, like, half of it, and then I don't have to come to the next one, and, like, or either do you, like, just the people who didn't come can, like, just finish it, and, like, sometimes people, like, will do that, but a lot of times they're like, oh, well, no one's here, so we can't do it, and it's like, no, we can do it, you just don't feel
want
like
to.
it.
So most people, when that happens, aren't accommodating.
Yeah, I feel like it's just not working.
And for these projects, do you ever email your professor explaining your situation, how, you know, you work really early and you take all-night classes and you're a full-time student, so it's very hard for you to make a schedule, and that you live off campus, so it's hard for you to make a schedule that accommodates with all your fellow students?
Yeah, I've kind of talked to just one of my professors, and he's just kind of like, well, you know, you have to do it, and it's for English, and this is your last semester of English, so just kind of pull through, and it's like, okay, but, like, it was all semester, it was like this, so it's not like it was the 2 that I'm currently in the group projects for, they've been happening it's a all semester kind of project, so I've been with the same people all semester, and it's just kind of like...
And they haven't changed?
Yeah, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like when you're doing a group project, you should be able to pick your group based on people's schedule and not just a random group.
Yeah. Do you feel like for future semesters, maybe at the very beginning, you could email the professor saying, hey, I looked at the syllabus, we have these group projects, you know, it's very difficult for me to make a schedule based around, I have all these things. Do you think maybe when we do it, I could pick who I work with, or you could find other students who have similar schedules to me?
Yeah, I could probably do that because I just feel like I'm taking 2 summer classes. I'm like, why did I do this? Like, I should have had a break. But I feel like in those, I already, like, looked at and, like, saw, like, everything.
Your courses.
Yeah, I kind of, I already emailed the professor, and I was like, I just wanted to see if there was, like, any, like, huge group projects, and there weren't, so I was, like, kind of happy. But in the fall, I'm taking all classes that, like, I know, like, they're going to be hard for me, so I feel like, if I kind of made my schedule, so, like, I'll have, like, Mondays and Fridays just to study, like, I don't have classes.
That's good.
So, I'm just gonna be mad, like, if, I have a group project and they want to meet with me on a Monday from, like, 2 to 3, like, it completely breaks up my whole day. So, like, I feel like especially next semester, like, I definitely do have to, what you said, like, be more, like, aggressive in saying, no, I can't do this, so.
Do you think that'll be what you're gonna do? Or do you think maybe you'll just, like, slide back into old habit and be like, maybe I'll see how this plays out, maybe I'll see how these people are?
I mean, it's gonna be really hard, but I feel like I'm gonna have to, because like I'm taking bio, and I'm not good at bio at all, and like so, like I know that's gonna be hard for me, and like I'm taking all science classes kind of just to get them all out of the way, and because like that's how my schedule worked, and it's just gonna be so hard. So, like I really don't feel like I'm gonna have time to like
waste.
Yeah, like I feel like, and especially if like I do want to go out like one night, you know what I mean, like
you don't want to spend at home doing work.
Yeah, so I feel like it's gonna be uncomfortable, but I'm gonna have to like be more aggressive.
Maybe instead of, when you talk about meeting, maybe once the project is announced and you get your group, you say, I have this really tight schedule. I'm really only good for these times. I commute, I work, I'm a student. Like, if you guys could just accommodate around that, maybe people will be more accepting if you do it at first, as opposed to when you guys are all talking about when you're going to meet up.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a lot easier, like, in some of my night classes, it's, like, mostly, like, older people who are kind of, like, in the same situation as me, so, and they're never the classes that I, like, have group projects in, because I feel like the teacher knows, like, okay, all these people are clearly in the same situation. So I just feel like if, I don't know, like if it was more of like those kind of, the people who are in the same situation as me, like I feel like it would be different, because a lot of people our age stay up so late, and it's like I can't do that, like
you're gonna be up by the time they go to bed.
Yeah, so I just feel like it's like that, like balance where everyone's like, wait, why, like they don't understand kind of that, like I am up when you go to, like, we're up at the same time, but you're going to bed in 20 minutes, and I'll be up all day, like.
That's when you start your day.
Yeah.
So when you're feeling overwhelmed and there's all this craziness, do you find it better to just, make a schedule right away with them, or maybe like do some of your own work, or just like push it off to the side and, it's someone else's problem?
Yeah, I kind of do, for group projects, I really do try and do, like, everything I can do by myself and, like, already have it presented, which I do think is kind of annoying, because I'll go in with, like, all this stuff and everyone's like, oh, I didn't even read it yet. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, this is when we're supposed to meet. Like, you're supposed to do that before we met. So, I mean, that's kind of annoying. But, yeah, I do try and do, like, all of my other work, like, at one time, so I'll only have to really focus on stuff that I can't control, like, I set a time, I'm like, okay, this is time where I can't control this stuff, so, like, this is when I'll have to do all the, like, extra group stuff that we didn't accomplish, kind of. So, I do make a lot of schedules, so, and I try and stick to them, so I feel like that really helps.
So maybe when you're making the schedule with these people, you could say, and before we meet, let's make sure we all read this chapter, or make sure we all have one or two ideas.
Yeah, I feel like that would help.
So, I guess to wrap up, you're feeling, overwhelmed. There's all this stuff going on, all these projects all at the same time, and you don't really have time to meet with all the different peers and do all this work. So what you're going to try and do, it's a little too late now, but what you're going to try and do is be more assertive. Start from the beginning, talk to the professors early, talk to your peers early, and just, be more assertive. Say, I can only do this, and let's do this before we meet.
Okay, yeah.
All right, excellent.